We hear a lot of advice and noise coming in from the world and influencers who we respect. And sometimes it's hard to tell, like, what should I pay attention to and sort of absorb into my consciousness and act upon, and what should I reject, right? And what's not true. So I wanted to kind of explore something today, an idea that is well known, and it's this: stay in your lane. All right? That advice, stay in your lane. And I want to look at one kind of good reason why you would want to do that, and then a big reason why you might not want to do that. Okay? So the idea of stay in your lane means develop some focus and get some competency going, and just stick with that, right? If you're an accountant, you don't want to go into DJing, or if you're a mountain climber, you probably don't want to become the accountant, right? And there's good things about this. The good side of it really is about the exponential growth curve. If you see my videos on that or read anything I've written about that, that is how business really works. Business does not go up in a straight line. It has a very shallow beginning where nobody knows who you are and you don't have much influence in that. And then suddenly there's an ignition point. For Dr. Phil, it was when he got on Oprah. And then the hockey stick curve, as it's called, goes up, right? And so that's how business really works. So every time you go and start over, you eliminate all the grunt work that you were doing and you go back to 0, 0 on that graph, okay? And you have to start over that slow creep up. That sucks. Okay? So you don't want to be doing this. This is why people struggle for like a decade online, and they're selling SEO one week and the next month they're into websites, and then they're doing some fancy app thing, and they don't really stick with anything, right? So for them, maybe staying in your lane would be a good idea, right? That would be good advice. Here's the downside to stay in your lane. What's true for me and for somebody else who's giving you advice is not necessarily true for you. Okay? What's true for me isn't necessarily true for you. The reality is, maybe it's time for you to make a change. Maybe it's time for you to go into that market. Now, I know the fear of doing that myself. There's an industry I've wanted to get into, and I've tiptoed around it, and I've created content around it, and I've talked to people in it now for years, but I've never really taken the plunge. I really ought to do this thing, okay? And I'm working on myself about it. So don't feel you're the only one. But when it comes to stay in your lane, oh, I should just remain as a conversion expert and not do anything else. Well, that would be a mistake in this case, and I'll tell you why. The excitement that I feel about going into that industry is propelling me forward. And obviously it hasn't been enough to get me over the hurdle of whatever the hell head trash I've got going on up here. But my point is here, I should not. And if you're in a similar situation where you see something that's so exciting, it's drawing you like a magnet out there, I should not let, and neither should you, let the stay in your lane advice keep you from doing that thing, okay? You got one life to live, right? None of us knows how long we're going to live for or when we're out of here, so might as well do the thing. And it's not that easy, I'll admit it, right? We all struggle with that. But I would not let the stay in your lane thinking block you. If you really have an interest, a passion, an excitement about going into a new area, okay? This is Jason Kanigan from The Closing Engine. Let me know in your comments below if you're struggling with this idea of stay in your lane, and we'll see what we can do about it. Thanks for watching.